because that's going to take a minute.
Okay.
All right. That's all. We're live there. We're live there. Then is Facebook ready to go? Oh, you have it going already.
Not live.
Do you have it on Chrome or on? That's on Chrome.
Well, it's okay.
All right. So, are we already? Okay. Let's say. All right. I would have. It's okay. All right. Show what page I manage. So, can I? You know what? I'm trying to figure that out. All right, we're like this, and just give everyone a minute before I start talking. Okay, I think we're live on Facebook. And one more thing. Okay, now let's go live here. I think. All right, we're going to give that one extra minute before we actually get started with some music here. All right. I see somebody, I'm going to wave at them. Okay. This is going to be a rather low-key blue chair session today. I think we've got somebody on everything right now, so why don't we get started there? Good afternoon, welcome to the blue chair session, live from Allen, Texas this week. I am here at my parents' house, spending some time with my family. And I'm just going to, spend the next 25, 30 minutes playing music for you. I'm going to start with something familiar just to get things started and to make sure all of our levels are good. If you're here and you're watching, please wave and say hi. I'd like to know who's watching. It makes me feel good to know that I have friends on the internet listening to me make noises on my viola. So we're going to start with something incredibly familiar, one of my favorite starting pieces of all time. All right. Perfect timing. We're going to take the next 30 seconds to let my friends into the house. Hello. Hi, come on in. I'm actually live. Right now. One of my best friends from elementary school here in Texas just showed up. She came to hang out with us today. Hi. So she's just in time to hear me scratch through a couple of etudes here. So, if anybody needs a little bit of a Texas auditions post-traumatic stress disorder episode, I'm going to be playing some movements from Matzahs. I've been playing through and reteaching myself some of these etudes that I learned in high school as part of the all region and all states auditions, because they're fun and I still think that I could learn something from a lot of them. So I think I'm going to play like 4, maybe 5 of them today. I haven't totally decided. But I'm also going to read the titles out loud because I think they're absolutely hilarious. So we're going to start with Matzah's etude number 3. This is called verb stroke. And my teacher's handwriting says bite and release. So we're going to see how this goes. Alright, so that's demonstration of the verb stroke. I see, hello Garrett, hello Toriana. It's really good to see people here on the live stream. Let's see, no, we're not gonna do that. Okay. Alright, this is a kind of a new one. I didn't study this in high school or in college. So a few of these pyrotechnics have taken me by surprise. This is number 4, which is called development of the bow. And I've actually found this to be really, really helpful over the last few weeks. So it's not perfect by any means, but I do want to give it a shot. So we're going to be under tempo this week. I hope nobody minds. This is Matzah's etude number 4, development of the bow, and it's gnarly. Okay, that one's okay. I'm gonna give that another couple of weeks before I try that again. But yeah, I have been really learning a lot from that. Oh, hello, I see another college friend from Houston. Thank you for joining. All right, I'm gonna give myself some flashbacks to, I think it was my only all-region slash all-state audition on viola. This was back in 2010. I was a senior, and they assigned me this etude, which is called the Cantabile. A couple of my more advanced viola students out in Boston have studied this already. So to this day, it's still one of my favorites to play. And there are no silly directions in here. It's just called Cantabile. Okay, if anyone's interested in ever playing that, that's Matzo's Etude number 7. Last two I'm gonna play for you are a couple of the goofier things I've ever studied in my life. I'm gonna play number 8, number 10 for you. Okay. So this is number 8, which is division of the bow, which means I have to plan ahead a little bit if I'm going to pull this off. Division of the bow is the summary for my entire undergraduate career. So that's number 8. And then the last one I'm playing for you today is number 10 because the title's hilarious. This is called Bigger. Let me start that over. Oh my god. So, guys, this is a 30-minute career. I've got about maybe 10, 15 if I'm pushing it. Minutes left. So, thank you everyone for joining today. I'm going to set up the next part of my program. Some of you have been tuning in to my Facebook page every Wednesday, Thursday-ish to hear some of the long time research project of mine, because I love the sound of the waltzes so much. So these waltzes come from the fiddle contest tradition, which happens all over the country, honestly. And up until recently, the tune requirements for a fiddle contest has been a breakdown, which is a fast tune for a waltz, which is what it sounds like, and tunes, which is actually highly recommended to be a breakdown. Lately, due to changing in, which is unfortunate because the waltz gives a fiddle player a chance to show off their more sentimental side. It gives them a chance to show off skills that, frankly, a fiery breakdown doesn't really highlight. So what I've done just over the last few weeks is I've been doing research, compiling some notes, writing out little entries on Patreon, and recording myself playing these waltzes, hopefully as a means towards eventually publishing a book of these arranged for viola. So I have a few of these prepared with a pre-recorded guitar backup of basically me strumming around the viola. I'm going to play 3 or 4 of them for you today. I'm going to start with something simple. This one comes from New Hampshire. It was published in 1981. It's called Amelia's Waltz. Amelia was an actual person who was born in the year 1978, if I'm doing that math right. The composer of this tune was very charmed by this little girl named Amelia, so he wrote her a waltz. And through fiddle contests, where fiddlers exchanged tunes by ear, you hear something and they're like, what the heck is that? That's cool, I want to learn it. This tune has made it from New Hampshire to Texas, where I eventually learned it at a fiddle camp somewhere. So we're going to start. I'm going to turn my volume over to make sure the Bluetooth speaker works. This may take 1 or 2 attempts. One, two, three. Alright, that's Amelia Waltz. I played through the forum twice because every time I play it once, I'm not entirely ready for it to be over. So I'm gonna dive straight into deep end here. I have been revisiting a standard for Texas fiddlers, which is Gardenia Waltz. And I studied this extensively when I was a teenager, and then I spent probably the last 10 years not playing it. And so I played Gardenia Waltz last week for my Waltz series, and it's hard. So I've been practicing it, and I'm gonna give it another go today. This was by the late great Johnny Kimball, who was a fiddler in Bob Wills bands. You've heard him on Willie Nelson albums, you've heard him with Merle Haggard, and basically, if you listen to country music that was recorded between the 1950s and the 1990s, you've heard John Kimball. And this was an original of his, and it's really fun. It's just really hard, and I'm going to do it for you right now.
One, two, three, one.
Yeah, so that's a capstone waltz. You know, if you're going to pull out a waltz at any fiddle contest in Texas, that's typically the one to go to. Okay, I'm going to end this session with an old favorite. I'm going to end with Gold and Silver Waltz. This was the subject of my last waltz session. This comes from an actual classical piece. It's the first one I've covered that does have deep roots in classical music. It comes from Austria. It comes from the composer Franz Lehár. The one thing he's known for that I can think of off the top of my head is the operetta Mary Widow. He wrote Gold and Silver Waltz. The orchestral version sounds a lot like Luca Noob Waltz, so it's very Viennese, it's light, it's fluffy, and it's fun. So fiddle players heard that, and at the turn of the 19th century, and heard this one part in a very, very long piece and said, hey, that sounds cool, we're gonna write a fill tune, and they gave it an alternative B section. So I'm gonna end with this one.
One, two, three, one.
Okay, so thank you for coming to this Blue Share session live from Allen, Texas. I'm really happy to be playing for everyone who tuned in this week. Thank you to everyone who likes, loves, shares, and tips everything. You do helps me build a platform where I can support other artists. And if you are interested in checking out all the research I've done on my Waltz project so far, please feel free to check out my Patreon. I always keep one post public just so you can get a taste. But if you would like access to all other posts I've made, you can access the Waltz project for as little as $1 a month. Thank you again for tuning in. I will be traveling again next Saturday, but I'm going to try to schedule another DJ session for Sunday. We'll see. Keep an eye on my Facebook and Instagram pages for more updates on that. Okay, thank you so much. Look at the stop.